Hello. Hello.
Hello,
I
Daniela.
think I'm
Hello, Daniela.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I finally done it. Yeah.
So, today in this episode of Perceptive Interactions, we have with us Daniela Rogobete. She teaches at the Department of Foreign Languages, University of Craiova, Romania. She has done her PhD on Salman Rushdie. She is a translator. She has significantly translated works from English into Romanian and also vice versa. S- uh, Her best translations are of Aldous Huxley. Besides, she has also written on metaphor. She has written on the silent nature of things, and she is also interested in Scottish literary studies and the correspondence between verbal and image, what you say. So, first of all, welcome, Daniela. Uh, I have a curiosity in my mind regarding the title of your book, Silent Nature of Things. What do you mean by it?
Okay. First of all, thank you for the invitation. I'm really honored. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. And to answer your curiosity, yeah, that was a volume I edited together with Professor Ellen Manton and Jonathan Sell. And it was meant to make us look at things in a different way.
Yeah.
It was meant to make us find out those silent stories that most of the objects around us are telling us, but we are so used to seeing these objects that probably we are either unaware of all these stories or we simply um, are, I don't know, in a hurry and we don't have enough time to pay attention to them. So it was basically about material culture. Mhm.
Material culture.
And there's a collection of different articles that focused on different objects and different manners of looking at them and perceiving beauty.
So in a
And
way,
hearing all those unheard stories they might tell us.
you mean to say the unheard stories of the things.
Yes,
We don't pay attention to the ordinary things. And you are celebrating
or
you are celebrating the ordinariness of those material things. Am I right?
definitely, definitely, yes, yeah. That's what we were trying to say to sparkle them up a little bit, yeah, to bring them again to our attention. Uh, Forgotten things, insignificant things, tools, yeah, so we can put them in a different light and hear the stories they tell us.
So
And it's there in any piece of fiction. I mean, we have a lot of descriptions. We have a lot of these instances where simple objects are taken in a symbolical way, in a metaphorical way, and it depends on us to decode their stories and the significance of their presence there in a room, in a house, on a street, yeah, in different places. But as I said, we are so used to seeing them all around us that
yeah.
probably, yeah, we don't pay too much attention.
So in a way, does not this theories look somewhat similar to the defamiliarization of the Russian formalists?
Yes, yeah, that's true. Yeah, because we take an ordinary thing and we choose a different perspective and we cast a different light upon it, and then automatically it seems to be new, or in a way, maybe that's a new thing. Yeah, and that's a new gaze we
New
use in
gaze.
order to look at it. Yeah. It was interesting. It was a stage, something that we got interested in, and we also published it. It was the result of our research, so to say.
So, which ordinary things were particularly discussed in this anthology? I think there is one chapter on food too. There is a one chapter on food too, food in literature.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Foreign literature, yes, yeah.
Food,
So
food in
coming
lit,
from,
food in literature.
yeah. We try to gather diverse perspectives so that it might be interesting for our readers, for yeah, all the people that might happen to find it and read it.
So, coming to another aspect of your research, I must talk about your research topic. Your PhD research topic is deconstructing the silence, a study
Yes.
of Salman Rushdie's work. So, what do you mean by this expression, deconstructing the silence? Can please enlighten the viewers?
Yeah. Of course, everybody starting their PhD and try to find something new, again, something original to say about a certain writer, a certain topic. And I was looking for something, I don't know, unexpected, probably, if we can still find something that hasn't been said yet, or analyzed, or studied, or whatever. And it was my supervisor back then, Professor whom I greatly admired. She is Professor Pia Brânzeu from the West University of Timisoara, Romania. And she suggested we could try Salman Rushdie. And then my first assignment was Midnight Children. So I had to read this and then decide if I like that, or if I consider that I could do my research upon his fiction. And probably that's what happens to everybody, I dare
Yeah.
say. I fell in love with his writing, and that I don't know, the beginning of the book just charmed me, let's say. So I was born in Bombay once upon a time. Now it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Sinai, Sinai.
yeah, we can't get away from the date on the stroke of midnight. And then
Yeah.
I don't know, it made me think, because we make this mistake of being afraid of this passage of time, of being in such a hurry to project our entire being into the future. Yeah, and we forget that neither the past nor the future really exists. All we have is this present moment, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what Rushdie, or at least it's what I understood from that small passage at the beginning. So clocks joined palms in a greeting. So that's, in my opinion, what we have to do. Yeah, time simply is and comes to us, and we have to respectfully greet him, greet it, whatever. Yeah, so I really liked that beginning, and I thought that we should, and that's probably a sort of connection with our small things that we have to pay attention to. we have to take the time and pay attention and be aware of this present moment. And I think this awareness comes in silence. And well, that was my first thought. After that, yeah, after reading the novel, which is quite substantial, and there are
Yeah.
so many characters and so many things happening, and it's simply impossible to be, yeah, to be just, yeah, told in a coherent story, yeah. Um, I thought that precisely because people talk so much and there are so many voices and there are so many things happening and so many metaphors and things to think about and cultural elements that we have to study, we have to read about, we have to understand, yeah, precisely because of all this richness and all this profusion of ideas, we also have to take a step back to take a moment of silent awareness, let's say. And since he frequently mentions Scheherazade, I think that this might be a good connection and a good analogy. He himself makes it. Um, And think about that moment when Scheherazade, after telling her story, when morning comes, she has to stop, yeah, and to think of the continuation of her story for the following night. And I started looking for all those silences in his novels, symbolical, metaphorical, in any way we might look at it. And I tried to find some theoretical background for it. And I thought I might start from Jacobson and his functions of
Mm.
language, and I
Yeah.
kind of adopted it for silence by taking the same elements but thinking about them in terms of silence, not of utterance. And I don't know, it took me in very interesting directions of study. I try to focus upon silence as a code in his novels and try to decode it and to decipher it and go along those metaphors and yeah, and also upon silence um, of the code, because we can't overlook what happened to Salman Rushdie, starting with 89 and that famous,
Yeah. Yeah.
infamous
Yeah. Yeah.
fatwa. Yeah, and thinking about that condemnation to death, there was something else that came to my mind. So I was trying to speak about silence from the perspective of metaphor, of this carrying across. Yeah, significances, cultural elements, people, ideas, interesting things, yeah, and those spaces that might be left uncovered, that middle ground between the two um, elements of the metaphor, yeah. And thinking about the metaphor, I thought about that instance that we call the literalization of a metaphor, when an expression which is considered a metaphor might find its materialization, or yeah, it ceases to be on a connotative level and it becomes actually a literal something, yeah. We
Literal.
translate it as yeah, at a literal level. And I thought about what Roland Barthes, yeah,
Roll up.
theorized about the death of the author, yeah,
Yeah.
which is a, a paradigm or a phrase that we use in order to theorize the status of the author in structuralism and so on. But apart this theoretical background, in the case of Salman Rushdie, we have this literalization of the metaphor because he was actually condemned to death. And that would be another aspect of silence which might be taken into account when speaking about him. So, in a way, putting together these three elements, silence, seeing from the perspective of the metaphor and what is left behind or left unexplained in this passage from one element to the other of the metaphor. And if we speak about this carrying across, it's impossible not to think about translation. Practically, the metaphor is another form of translating something. Yeah,
Yeah.
putting them together, I came up with a thesis, which I published. I don't know later. After defending it, I think it took me like 5 years to rewrite it, to make it as I wanted, and to finally publish it. And yeah, I tried to find different type of metaphors in his fiction, and to associate to these metaphors different types of silences coming from not only from language, let's say from those gaps where translation stops, and there are things which are left untranslated. They really are there, yeah, in his novels, but figuratively speaking, yeah, all those things that at least us, the Westerner readers, let's say, push us on a marginal position because we can't understand everything. We have to be, yeah. Um,
Cultural gap
uh,
is there.
Sorry?
Cultural gap.
Yeah. It might be a linguistic gap, yeah, because we have all those Hindi or Urdu or words
Mhm.
left untranslated there that we have to guess. Or,
Yeah.
of course, it's not difficult to understand them, but anyway, in order to be sure, you have to translate them
Hmm.
to find a dictionary, an online something, or yeah, in order to be sure that you have the right translation. And we can think of many such types of silences coming from those cultural elements that we have to understand, religious elements, mythological, um, or all the erased stories,
Yeah.
uh, erased by history, or yeah, that have to be that were silenced, and they have to find a way back into existence. They have to find a voice. Yeah, and there are that was, I think, my last chapter when I spoke about what I called censored metaphors, alluding to the censorship. Yeah,
Censorship.
right? And the demonic silences, those bad silences that have to be broken. Speaking about these erased stories and voices from history, or everything that falls under this scope of censorship. And again, he's very inventive when it comes to breaking silence and giving a voice to his characters, or making a way for all these stories to surface, to be heard again. And they are very nice because it's not only voice speaking up your mind, yeah, it's also pickling, for example. It might be a way of telling story in a different way, as in Midnight Children, or I don't know, spices in the Moor's Last Sigh, or there are so many ways, yeah, of telling stories, but not in the conventional way, not by means of uttered words. It might be weaving again, yeah, knitting, or actually, yeah, weaving cloths and materials. That shawl that is woven in shame
The
and
silence which you are talking about, is it found in other authors too, I think?
Oh,
particularly
yes,
particularly in Dostoevsky, you have it. Dostoevsky was silenced. Oscar Wilde
yes,
was silenced. Somebody wrote about Gray.
everywhere.
Somebody wrote about Gray that he never spoke out because he was living in the atmosphere in which it was difficult to speak out. So I think that for a writer in every age, it's very difficult to speak out. Is
That's
it some?
true. That's true.
Is it something
Especially
like?
nowadays, probably.
No,
Yeah.
we every time, every single
Yes, you're right.
every
Yeah.
every
Mm-hmm.
single age has its problems, and writers have been silenced in all ages. And
That's true.
you have also talked about the cultural gap and linguistic gap because you were not aware of certain Hindi words, Urdu words, Punjabi words, etc. So the next question which comes into my mind is that you have also translated a lot. You have significantly translated. You have translated Aldous Huxley, you have translated Grimace. So,
Yeah.
how do you translate? Are you able to find cultural equivalence of the original into Romanian? Because there is a lot of difference between English culture and Romanian culture. There is a lot of difference between Indian culture and Romanian culture. So a translator needs to be aware of both the target language and the source language. So what difficulties did you face while translating the classics?
Oh, you're absolutely right. So it's a continuous fight,
Yeah.
struggle with the words, with everything that we don't know, and we have to find out, to study, to learn, to research. It's not only the language, it's not only culture, but it's also, I think, all those sometimes smaller, sometimes greater decisions that you have to make about how to translate different things, how to deal with idioms or sayings or um, puns, which are very difficult to translate. And I think every book that I have to translate came with its own challenge, with its own difficulties. Sometime they were the same, so I had the same kind of challenge, but of course, changing from British to American. And yeah, I would like to say Indian culture was a big challenge, but I haven't translated so many Indian books. So only Grimace, that was the first book I translated, and I was thrilled I got it because yeah, I had just finished my PhD at that time, and I was so eager and so excited and so frightened to translate Rushdie. Of course, that's the only one I translated. Rushdie's Romanian translator is a professor from Timisoara again. She's Dana Crăciun, and she's from the West University of Timisoara. She's doing a marvelous job. She translated everything so far. She has translated everything so far. So for me and for her, that was an exception. I translated Grimace. I enjoyed it. I'm sorry, Rushdie considers it to be his weakest novel, yeah, but I think it's important too. It's valuable because it opens up, yeah, the ground for all those magic ideas he'll
Yeah.
develop in his following novels. And among the latest, let's say, I translated is Deepa Anappara, Gene Patrol on the Purple Line. So I love that book. And it opened my eyes on a gruesome reality, and it made me aware of so many things. So I think she's great. I love that book. I still love it.
Are you planning to
And
translate Brave New World too?
a brave new word. I don't know. I love Huxley, but I usually translate what.
I love that novel.
Yes, me too. I don't know. I don't know. I accept whatever is given to me for translation. I never made demands, though I would really like to add some Indian names and some British names as well. But I don't know. I was happy with each and every book I got because they are really valuable books, great books. I enjoyed working on them. And yeah, probably Huxley, translating Huxley, took me a longer time because I translated four of his books. And
Mhm.
I usually say that when translating, I relocate. I cease to inhabit my own house, and I go to live in another writer's mind because I have to be there, like a shadow, like an invisible person. I have
Yeah,
to, in a way, to be his other voice, a sort
yeah.
of another form of heteroglossia, speaking about Bakhtin. And Huxley's mind was one of the places I liked to be. That's a beautiful mind.
So you have to be a shadow of the original author.
Sorry?
You have to be a shadow of the original author.
Yes, yes. I'm afraid so. Yeah.
So is it part of some project? This translation work is part of some project.
No, no, it's just I shouldn't say another job. It's not a job. It's my hobby, let's say.
It's
That's
your
another
hobby.
hobby. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
But
Everything we do.
you have translated a lot.
Um, yes, that's a very addictive hobby, I should
I think
say.
you have translated 10 books and you have translated
20.
20 books. Oh my God. That's significant.
Yeah, I don't know if there are many or just a few. I don't know. I can't decide. Yeah. I hope I did a good job. Anyway, I tried my best and I was really given some hard jobs, tough jobs, especially with Self and the Book of Dave. That was the
Mhm.
most difficult thing I ever translated. Then another very beautiful challenge was translating Junot Diaz with The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. Again, I love that book. It was a linguistic challenge and a cultural challenge as well. And again, I learned a lot of things related to different parts of the world. And that's the beauty of it. It broadens my world a lot.
Yeah.
And my mind, my mind, I hope.
You have also, in a way, we might say, you have also translated uh, words into images. You are interested in photography. You told me that you are interested in graphic novels, ekphrasis, and text illustrations. That's a more difficult job to translate text into images or images into text. So, will you like to speak something on this aspect of your academics?
Yes, that's probably because of my interest in photography, which found its academic, let's say, equivalent in the first course I was asked to teach, which is intertextuality.
Yeah.
And while working on it and doing my research and preparing my courses and writing a book, I had the time to revise all the theory upon the text and to really think about all the aspects of the text taken not necessarily as something written down on paper, but as anything that tells a story. So if we have books with covers, and images and text and illustrations, why not relate to them, and why not trying to be able to um, analyze them as we analyze the text itself? And why not trying to make that correlation between text and image, since they go together sometimes? And again, that's very interesting, and it's been done for such a long time in literature. There are these interferences between literature and all the other arts, and we have a lot of
Blake,
examples.
you have Blake, for
Yes.
instance, Blake,
Mm-hmm. Blake, yes, right. And
Keats,
all his drawings and etchings and illuminations, and yeah, and many others. So we have Blake, we have all the pre-Raphaelites,
Rossetti,
yes, where they were poets and writers and painters and illustrators, and they did a great job. We also have people interested in painting and drawing, like Alasdair Gray, for example, the Scottish writer who is also a painter. Or yes, I'm also interested in that concrete type of poem, the visual poems,
visual poems.
starting with Apollinaire. Sorry?
You are interested in visual poems too.
Yes, yeah, because they they are the perfect example of this combination of words and images, text and illustration, and they require more than just reading in order to be decoding. So we read them, but we read them aloud. Sound is important, movement is important, because the words give shape to a particular image which has a connection with the idea of the text. So our gaze is directed upon the page, yeah. So kinetics is also important, the idea, everything cohere in a beautiful whole in this case.
If you have
So,
some, even in India, you have a Sanskrit poet, Kalidas. Kalidas has
thank you for.
written, Kalidas has extensively written on these topics. He is celebrated for his pictorial quality. Particularly, he has written a poem called Meghdootam, that is a cloud messenger. Meghdootam
Ah,
is a cloud messenger. It's a poem about a love-lorn man who is sending messages to his beloved through the cloud. So,
how nice. Yeah.
if you have time, you may go through Kalidas also. Uh,
I'll make the time. Yes. Yeah, I greet time and ask it for, yeah, some spare moments to read this. Yeah. And Tagore. Tagore was also a painter, right? So
Tagore was
you
also a painter. So
we can also make
you also
this
paint.
connection.
You also paint.
I draw. I draw.
Good.
Let's say painting needs more material. It's more demanding. Yeah, drawing is easier. You can do it anywhere. You can uh, you can enjoy it more. I don't know. Really, I
Uh,
love drawing.
Yesterday I found that Roland Barthes has also written a book on this topic, rhetoric of images,
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he did.
and
We
and
have a lot of interesting theoretical uh, stuff about this coming from Roland Barthes, who's also enjoyable to read. Yeah, that's not that dry academic discourse, so it's enjoyable. We have those mythology, yeah, the mythologies, that's collection of essays which might go in the same direction, taking iconic things and emblems of contemporary life and deconstructing them and analyzing them and helping us see them in different ways.
Moreover, I think that when you are merging the image and the world, is it not a sort of postmodernist stance? Because you are merging the high and the low.
Yes, yes, we are. Postmodernists are very fond of this kind of artifices of, yeah, uh, they like doing it, but that's not a postmodern invention. I mean, the
Right.
word ekphrasis, which is a translation of a work of art which might be real or imaginary into a text, into something verbal, yeah, goes back to ancient Greece. They say
Yeah.
we can find there the first examples, and one of the most famous examples comes from Homer, his Iliad, and Achilles' shield, and the representation, the decorations on the shield, which are described in the epic. And then again, there's a long list of such texts, which, in a way or another, uh, find a way to include images into their texture, let's say.
I have also found that you organize a seminar related to India.
Yes, yes.
What's that? Uh,
There's that, I'm sure you know it, that big essay conference, the English um, um, study for English studies, yeah, which is organized every 2 years. And we have the opportunity to propose seminars and panels and lectures. And if they get accepted, then we can organize them and gather people interested in the same topic, and yeah, do something nice. And I I don't remember when I started doing this, first with Professor Ellen Manton, and then my colleague and friend Elisabetta Marino from Tor Vergata University of Rome, and we're doing this together, and we try to propose something new every 2 years, related to India, of course, because we both are interested in this Indian literature written in English, of course. I
so
told you
you
I
hold these conferences in Romania itself.
no, they are not. They are um, organized in Europe somewhere. Every time there's a different place, yeah, uh, and not in Romania. No, and we are not the organizers of the conference because this is very big. We're just in charge of that seminar that we propose and gets accept it if they like it, yeah. And we are happy because we were able to keep it going, to keep it going every time, every new edition with something new about India, um, related to the partition, to rural spaces, to travel literature, to erased stories, women's stories. And next time, next year, for the next edition, we will have Gothic literature. So,
Gothic literature.
yes, this is what we thought, what we
Okay.
came up with. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you
Thank you too.
thank you for the conversation, and let's hope that we would talk someday more. It was a nice conversation.
Let's hope so. Yeah, it was very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank
Once
you.
again,
Thank.
thank you for
Namaskar.
inviting
Namaskar.
me.
Namaskar. Namaskar.